Do you anticipate any internal moves with the coaching staff and with an assistant coach position open? Have you decided on a timeline that you'd like to have to fill that position?
No, everything's been so fast, really. I mean, I think about really the last 6 days of my life. It's been kind of crazy. But it'll be as quickly as we can with posting. Certainly I've had some thoughts and conversations, but I'm just thrilled that everybody is on board, with the coaches that go out on the road recruit, and certainly video and player development. So we'll do that as quickly as we can, and I think any head coach would tell you that's a new head coach. As soon as you get that done, you start to breathe even easier. But we have some great possibilities, I think, that are interested, so hopefully that'll come to fruition. Yeah.
Hi, Jan. Scott Doctorman with The Athletic. I wanted to ask you a little bit about the timeline. When Lisa told you she was leaving, and then when did the conversation start with Beth right afterwards about you succeeding her?
Yeah, I mean, it's really been not, more than a week, really. And I think, Lisa had, when we were recruiting, a lot of people have always asked, I think anytime you're an experienced coaching staff, that's always questions you have to face, whether it's, from your competition that's trying to, find a way to, out-recruit you or get the, recruits to think otherwise. But I think that's been the fun and the beauty of our staff is that we just went and we worked and enjoyed every step. And I think when Lisa got some clarity, I think someday Lisa will probably take some questions and, be interviewed, but she just got some clarity. And I heard when everybody gets to that point of retiring, when you know. And there was never, after Caitlin leaves or after Megan leaves, there was never that. What I've always appreciated about Lisa is she just had a blast doing it. She always loved that competition. And I think when she had some time to, I don't want to put words in her mouth, but just had some time to really center, I just think it became clear. And so when it became clear, it was kind of a shocker because it's a little bit later, right? And so, when she came back and said, I'm gonna bring you by some coffee, I said, oh yeah. And I just saw, Jenny show up too, and I thought, oh, whoa, what's happening here? But then after that point, we rolled. And then Beth within probably 24 hours, just reached out to have a conversation. Yeah.
Adam, Jacoby Rivals. Jan, a lot of what made Iowa successful is having you as the associate head coach. And so a little bit of a two-parter here. One, how much do you expect your sort of role, day-to-day role to change as just the head coach? And then two, to the extent that it does change, who's going to be your Jan Jensen?
Yeah, well, that's a really good question. I think that, some of my strengths that I had will certainly carry over, just moving 20 feet down the hallway, right? But I think I haven't made the job description yet based exactly on the day-to-day. I don't necessarily feel like, what I do is going to change. I think that the name of the game for this level is, you can't win the race if you don't have the horses. So it's a lot about recruiting and, making sure that our game plan that we've always had remains seamless as well. Right? Because now we need to get someone in here that can do that, fulfill the role. I feel, Abby is, she was our player. The minute we could hire Abby, we did. And Abby's loyalty to this university, Abby is a tremendous basketball mind as well, but her just people sense and her integrity, she'll be definitely greater than a Jan Jensen. She believes in this place. She actually played here. So I don't feel we'll be short on that. I think that's what's made our staff so great is we've all been built on integrity and have a great synergy. Raina's on vacation, or Raina would be here, and she's tremendous too. So I do not think we'll skip a beat there. We just have to pick the right person that's going to be able to come in as a newbie and kind of keep that recruiting synergy going. And obviously some of that, strategy-wise too. But those are things that we'll be looking at, the synergy, how they gel, and certainly bringing the things that I'm working on in the job descriptions looking for people to identify all of those things. Yeah.
Chad Lace to Code Des Moines Register. So I know Lisa talks to the players a lot about like envisioning things, okay? So like the last week or so since you've known, maybe you might be in mind for this. How do you envision this program looking under Jan Jensen leadership, and like, you know, exact same as Lisa Luter, differences, crowds? I don't know, what comes to your mind when you think about that vision?
Yeah. Well, I think, whether, our staff stayed intact from last year to this year was going to look a lot different, right? It's going to be rebuilding in the sense of you graduated tremendous seniors, certainly a generational player like Caitlin. There will be fans that, were Caitlin fans, but I really believe that a lot of people came for Caitlin, but they stayed for Hannah, they stayed for Sid, they certainly stayed for Kate and Gabby, but I think they stayed for what that team and what this culture is. And this was the same culture when Megan Gustafson was here in 2019. We made it to the Elite Eight that year, but that same synergy and that same fun and that same joy, I think there's that saying, tradition never graduates. I don't believe culture graduates, but you have to work on it. You have to recruit to it. You have to work at it. And I think that's what these amazing loyal fans will continue to do. And I think that whether there was a coaching change or not, the majority, even 2 weeks ago, they were so ready for this next season. They're curious, they're excited. They want to see what the next era was going to be. 2 weeks ago, I didn't know that it was going to be, quote unquote, my era, right? But the same vision that I had working with Lisa will be continuing. You want to do it at a very high level. You want to do it with integrity, never compromising your values. And you want to put a product on the floor that's fun to watch and fun to cheer for and fun to play. So that will remain the same. Now, how we do it, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. We've had pretty good success. But, I'm going to put my own little, stamp on it, right? We haven't ever full court press before. I know Raina's a big proponent of that, right? So you might see a few things differently. But if you read my bio at all, I like offense, So that started way back in 1985, and it just kind of came all, stuck with us all the way. Lisa's a 6-on-6 girl too, and so is Jenny, and so there'll be some different things, there's different sets that, maybe when we had our coaching meetings, it's a collaboration. Some of the things that maybe I wanted to vote for, they got voted down. Well, now guess what? I'm gonna give it my shot, right? I say that tongue in cheek, but it's again goes back to there's a big change, but a lot of the same things will remain, and I'm very proud of that. I think all the Coach K disciples, Roy Williams disciples, whether they got to stay at their place or go, you'd be crazy not to take some of what they instilled in you. So Lisa, I'm gonna, have her stay on in some capacity. It's gonna help us be an advisor, and I'm very, very excited that she'll be willing to do that.